Hi, Leah. Hope you had a nice birthday, or if it's your birthday now, happy birthday, Sidereal Leo. Yep, welcome to the space. Always a pleasure, Leo. You crack me up, you know that? I love it when you get a good attitude, which is like 99.9% of the time. Well, it's always a pleasure. So I guess a little side note, it's okay when well, you probably feel guilty for feeling bad sometimes, right? So just remember, you're allowed to have a bad day. I don't feel like you're going to. It's just a little tidbit to put in there. Just putting a little, poking the soil there. What else did I want to share with you? Oh, hold on. Just a second. Well, there's something that's, you're either needing to untangle it, or you're in the process of untangling something, and I heard the knot isn't as complicated as you think that as it looks, and if you do it slowly with intention, then everything works out. Everything's fine. Everything's just fine. I heard fine and dandy. Okay. Let's put this over here. So, Leo, this month I won't show the cards because they're all, they're paintings and the lighting's low. It's about midnight, so this is a pretty one. This is the 10 of water, or the 10 of cups. I heard that's coming to you. But yeah, so we're just gonna have a chat. I hope you don't mind looking at me. I mean, I guess I could point it at the plant in my fancy lamp too. Or that guy. But let's jump in here, Leo. Hold on a second. I just get like a crink in my neck. Pain in my neck. Okay, so what's going on right now? Well, I guess you're learning something here. Learning a new thing. Oh, interesting. Just a minute. I heard, although it's through a physical vehicle, it comes through expressing yourself emotionally. When's the last time you went on a picnic? Like, did you ever plan a picnic and no one showed up? Or something like that? You know, I've been being really good about smoking, but I kind of want one. Hold on a second. I know you wouldn't judge me, you know what I mean? Okay, so learning something. It's a Saturn lesson, if you know what that means. If not, in simple terms, it's almost like, okay, so there's these different stages, right? There's elementary, and then there's middle, and then there's high, and then you're moving on to university, right? A universe space. And then from there, you get your master's, right? And then from there, your PhD, your doctorate. Now, of course, I guess this could be literal for some of you, but I feel like it's more of just understanding that there are these stages of learning. And then I heard, it's elementary, dear Watson. Like it's, I guess there's little, maybe part of the learning right now is also a test in what you know. And maybe even admitting, like I heard, shit, I don't know how to say that. Or when it touches on certain topics, it's not exactly like you clam up, but it's hard to communicate it. It's like you ever go to say something and it's like you get a frog in your throat? Do you know what I mean? Something like that. So there will be practices in this with other people. Some people may be waiting on your communication too. I guess if you're waiting, I heard you're never supposed to be, well, never's too big of a word. Let's take this back. I see something about Leo is the sun, right? This is your card in this deck. Pretty, right? See if you can see a little better. You're the light, right? You're the sun. The sun waits for no man, right? The sun waits for no one. It does what it does every day. It doesn't hurt anybody, right? And if anything, it makes things grow, which is really cool. So maybe there's some improvements in the do you have any improvements that you need to do at the house that you need help with? Because you have that support if you need it. Like you probably could do it yourself, but there might be something where you're like, okay, take, like, kind of stepping back and be like, what could I... Maybe you want to just look at where you live and be like, what needs some attention? Like, what room is that? Or what part of the house is that? And I heard, how can you ask for help? Maybe that's part of the communication lesson. Try to look at wherever you are from as far away as you can from it. I mean, I guess you won't be able to see all the things, but it will give you a different perspective. And then this is where it goes into the emotional space. And maybe you're learning something about your own intuition, or like your own, like you discover something that you already knew, which sheds light on the situation and helps something really open up. Oh, these people are on a little picnic too. Can you see those two kids? Like, cool. When's the last time you went on a date? You know, and I heard, and you laughed the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, it was, like when you left that situation, you were like lighter and brighter, you know, even more so than when you went into it. There's something about that. I mean, I guess this could just be an experience. A date is technically a day, right? But maybe it's the 10th of the month too, something about that. I also see July and October have something to do with this. July and October. What are you desiring right now? Oh, you want to get to the other side. Okay. Well, that's open to you. Okay. But you do have to immerse yourself in some sort of feeling space. And I guess this is what you're learning more about. I guess a lot of you could be learning about more into your moon sign. I guess this is learning more about what's kind of, it could be hidden with other people a little bit. But regardless of what that reality is, if there is any reality like that, you being a shining light in this world makes all the difference, right? Which I feel like most of you are. It's just, to me, all the Leos I know are just, it's a pleasure, you know, and it's funny and it's jovial. I mean, you still get mad. But we talked about this last month, right? You get more mad at yourself than you do at other people. But that isn't what I see here. But again, I guess there's just a little, sometimes it's okay to, I guess it's kind of like, there's an intention in the communication. And that's a really beautiful thing to have. Saturn is your opposite, right? So that makes sense to always speak from your heart, to ensure that the words coming out of your mouth are pleasing, to knowing that there's something bigger there, right? When you say something, it's not just in this moment, you know, it's creating reality. But sometimes some parts of reality are not like correct, or they need correction. And so I guess, again, if there's a place like that, you're the only one that can make that correction. It will never be made for you because the way that you're set up. Okay? Remember, if people don't like the sunshine, they don't like swimming, they don't like having fun, then they're probably not for you. Not that life is always this, but I need you to remember that. Yes. Let's see here. You kind of have an unexpected surprise, but you already sort of knew. You already know. Like, how do I explain this? Whatever you can't see, you already know. Just a minute. You have to look left. Maybe this is kind of where you came from. Ooh, the Lovers and the Hierophant. You have a lot of majors on the board. I saw this when I was trying to go to bed. You know, it's a school night. Ooh, Ace of Trees. Nice. I love a cathedral forest. But yeah, I was trying to go to bed, have a better schedule, but I couldn't sleep, and it's not that late. I just decided I should, and I saw all these majors in my head. It was something about Sagittarius. So I guess this is also, again, whatever you might be uncertain about, again, whatever it is that you don't know, you already know. But I heard you're afraid to go. And then I saw the word completely, or like, I guess this is putting 100% into something. Is that intimidating for you? How do you feel about dedication? Or what are you dedicated to right now? Like, what do you feel like you're dedicated to, and is that a mutual feeling? Whatever the level is that you are dedicated, does that match with what you're working with? Does it feel like that to you? In your heart space, you know what I mean? I heard it's good to know, because then you'll know when you should stay or go, right? So whatever it is that you may be, again, I see like that seems a bit obscure, maybe even emotionally, and I feel like this could have to do a little bit with other people, or maybe what has been. Just a second. It has to do with the Swan. Oh, I see. Just a second, Leah. Swan, 195. Swan. So it represents awakening the true, this book says, awakening the true beauty and the power of the self. And its cycle of power is winter. So maybe you want to, if you're in winter, well, yeah, I guess some of you are in winter now. So how has that gone? And I feel like last winter, and then if you're getting into it, like maybe next winter. There's like a 3 cycle here. And then I saw the elementary, middle, high, right? The swan is one of the most powerful and ancient of totems. It is reflected even in its name. It is one of the oldest names in the English language and has come down unchanged since Anglo-Saxon times. The neck of the swan is long and graceful. It is one of the swan's most distinguishing features. What do you think your most distinguishing physical feature is? The neck is a bridge between the head the higher realms, and the body, the lower worlds. So as you begin to realize your own true beauty, you unfold the ability to bridge new realms and new powers. This ability to awaken the inner beauty and bridge it to the outer world is part of what Swan medicine can teach you. It can show how to see the inner beauty within yourself and in others and in nature, so says Raaji, regardless of outer appearances, right? And I just saw someone like batting a fly or something. It's like, why? Why are we mad at the fly? It says, when we are capable of this, we become a magnet to others. And maybe that's a part of, I guess Swan is a kind of Leo animal. You know, I feel like you see the beauty in the world. You know, most of you. I bet all of you here can see it that way, right? It says, Swan is a cold-loving bird. They don't, oh, but this, okay, so this is non-Leo. So this is like the Saturn part of the swan. It says, the swan is a cold-loving bird. They do not like the heat and can stand the cold very well as long as there is food. Because of this, Swan also ties to the direction of the north. of the north. Swans are powerful birds. They can break a man's arm with the beat of their wings. And they have very strong bites as well. They are devoted parents and they mate for life. Some of them live as long as 80 years. They reflect the power and longevity that is possible as one awakens to the beauty and power within themselves. The swan is the totem of the child, the poet, the mystic, the dreamer. Swans were sacred to Aphrodite, the goddess of love, and they were depicted pulling the chariot of Apollo. Zeus took the shape of a swan to make love to Leto, a mortal, reflecting the ability of Swan to link to different worlds. Interesting. Oh, from Greece comes the mystery of the swan song. Oh, I'll add that to you. There's a Norwegian song, the swan song. Yes, Leo, it's so amazing. Okay, the power of your voice, right? And this is what you're practicing. The swan song, it says, this belief taught that the swan sang its most beautiful song before it died. The swan song has come to be synonymous with poetic fancy. The swan can teach, the words are now switching, that's cool. The swan can teach the mysteries of song, for these touch the child and the beauty within. So I guess this is a creative, right? Expression of communication. Oh, yes, because there are different kinds of swans, right? And one of them is actually called the mute swan. And some believe that it loses its voice with maturity. Maybe this is about being a bit more reserved or demure to when and where to say certain things. But the fact is that it's truly not voiceless. It's just quiet and I guess observant, which expresses the idea of strength through silence. So you have, I heard you have that in spades, right? But there's something here that I feel like you're really wanting to say. Maybe you also, it would be good to talk about even with yourself, but I also see other people as good about where you're at. And also what you need to do to sort of integrate yourself into what's the word? Or I just keep seeing someone making origami. Right, when you have a plan, when you have a plan, well, like, what's your plan? What's your plan? Not just right now, although that's a big part of it, but I see like 3 years, 10, 3, 5, 10 years. What's the plan there? Or what would you like that to be? I mean, it could just very well be that wherever you are now, you'd like to be there still and have that sustain. But I would assume that because you're such a creative sign, there may be something that you want to bring to life. And if there is any place that you're giving a lot of energy and it's not reciprocating, then just be aware that I heard that person doesn't like the beach. Or that situation doesn't... And I keep hearing that song, like, should I stay or should I go now? And then I heard, should I say... Then I just button my mouth. What do you want to say, Leo? Or who do you want to say it to? What do you want to say? And I guess it's really good to speak from your heart at this time, right? I heard speak good about the world, okay? I feel like you have a really strong... You're learning something really greatly... in ways of earth and water. And Scorpio and Aries were earth and water too this time. But I see, like, share your light with the world, Leo. It will be received. It's like rejoicing in what it is now, and then any parts that you're uncertain about, I guess for some of you, it could have to do with other people. But again, this is another card of communication. So, what happens when you go out of your door and you go left until you can go again, and then you go left until you go again, and you reach another one, and you go left, 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 left. Like, if you kept going left, like, where do you end up? Or maybe you could go on an adventure somewhere. This is cool. Maybe I'll do this too. Like, go somewhere. It could be someplace even, but anywhere really. Go somewhere, and then realize, okay, I'm gonna start this experiment or this situation right here, right now. And then wherever you are, take a left. And then again, when you reach the next left that's there, go again, and see where you end up. And I heard go slow. Because you may see something that you didn't see before. I heard taking a different path. And I really feel like in the near future, maybe you'll try something you haven't tried before, or you'll try again at something that you used to do that you haven't done in a while. Maybe for some of you, even something that makes you a little bit shy, which I know is a bit rare, although, oops. You know, I heard put yourself in an awkward situation, but it's not harmful. You know what I mean? This is just sort of like, hey, okay, I'm trying this, you know, or like, I'm all right. I heard, all right, I'm doing this, you know, something like that. And it is a test of faith. But I feel like the Sun and the Ten of Cups is what is soon, and what the outcome of the soon near future will be. So, and it is something really great, and it has like a really cool structure to it. Like I heard it's a cool shape. Like you appreciate the effort. There's a timing to it also, though. Oh, it's all the Earth months for you. So it's like September. Well, I'm seeing it this way. September, January, May. Or we could take this as Virgo, Capricorn, I almost said Scorpio, Taurus. These three. And I see that it makes... it's like a triangle... in a square surrounded by a circle. Cool. Good reading, Leo. I've been loving them this month. They're so practical, simple. I appreciate that. And the time just flew by, so thank you. Thank you so much for being here, Leo. Again, always a pleasure. I always feel good talking to Leo energy. It's I learn a lot from Leo, so thank you. I've learned a lot, and I learn a lot. Thank you so very much. Remember, if there's anywhere too where you feel like you're going in circles, just sit for a minute or like wait a little bit, because this will help you to tap into more of that emotional feeling and maybe realize where something, oh, interesting, where like the left and the right, it's like left, right, center. Like you find the trifecta, you know, it's like when you're on a map and you triangulate something, you find these 3 points and then you can find out where you are with a situation, you know, like focal points. All right, cool. Good reading, Leo. I do hope this was of service. Of course, of course. Yeah, Swan medicine too. That's rad. They are a badass bird. They seem delicate, but they're so tough. They're so tough. And very dedicated, you know. So remember, did we talk about that? What are you dedicated to, right? And what is dedicated to you? Take care of yourself. Peace.